What's up, everyone? TeKRaJ here with our second installment of our Road to Glory series with the quarterback we created. I want to start off and put the 4 schools that we have on our list to start off the episode, and then we were going to go straight in to our second game against Wells Branch High School. As you know, in the first game, we made quick work of Groves, and starting off, we threw it across the Geos area. He fumbles it. Craig Ostrander, our #1 receiver, picks it up and runs it in the rest of the way. Huge heads-up play. Craig Ostrander really sets himself apart in this game as our #1 receiver. But Geos area said, hey, not so fast. I want to make up for that last play. He goes in for the touchdown after running a guy over and then does some celebrating in there. You know, I talked last time about how the fact that I grew up loving Texas football, and it was a big deal to me. And it was because before, I think they dominated recruiting here in Texas, as we see Craig Ostrander make the beautiful catch there on the sideline. We're going to see him here on the next play as well, as he goes in and then hits out for that post play, catches the ball and drags the guy into the end zone. But what I think has happened in today's game is that after Colt McCoy left and we had somewhat success in Texas and went and played Alabama in that national championship, the reason why you didn't see the talent there is because somewhere in this last decade, Mack Brown lost Texas as far as the recruiting goes. And we just saw a thin win there, who I like to call the blackest Asian in Texas because of how dark he is. You can see him there kind of in the background there. And I think right here you're going to see him on this busted coverage play. Look how dark he is. Where is he from? I guess Cambodia or something like that. Definitely a lot of tanning in that Texas weather. As you can see that I'm set for the 4th quarter. That's enough. I think the coach saw enough there. But I think about LaMichael James. LaMichael James being from Texas. And he ends up going to Oregon. And I know a lot of times you're not going to get every kid from your state. But now, kids rather go and play in the SEC. They rather go to Texas A&M. They rather go to other schools where they feel like they get an opportunity. And they don't think that Texas is the end-all, be-all of what it is here in Texas college football landscape. And that's a scary thing. As I go 22 for 31, 427 yards, 5 touchdowns, that we go up to 2-0 in another really good showing for myself there. But yeah, I think it's a concerning thing for me. And I think Mack Brown has been looked at as some kind of god out here. As you can see, UTEP there offers me a scholarship, but he's been looked at as some kind of god here in Texas football. And I got to say, man, if you're not going to recruit and you're not going to be passionate about getting the quality guys from your state to play for your school, you're going to have that drop-off in talent. So SMU offered me a scholarship. Texas Tech showed us some interest as well. I really thought about SMU because of their days in the Pony Express and me wanting to bring it back to their glory. But I went ahead and picked Texas Tech. And you know what? Looking forward, I may try to pick SMU because that sounds pretty interesting there. As you can see, here's the schools that we've chosen. And as promised in the last episode, I told you I was going to give you 2 games this time. And we're going to go to the format of 3 games so you can breeze through this high school stuff. Because, guys, as excited as I want to make it seem, I know that what you really want to get to is the meat and potatoes of what the actual NCAA college football season is. Then we went to go play Huntsville in this weird western El Paso-looking place. And if you've ever lived in Huntsville, it does not look like this. But there you see our away jerseys. And it's my first away game, and that should have been picked off. And I'm going to let you in on a little secret. I threw a lot of picks this game. But in the interest of speed and getting through this episode, I decided to take the interceptions out. We're going to go ahead and stick with that story and say that's the only reason. But, man, I love those away uniforms. And that really is how Jersey Village High School looks. Man, I got to catch a game. Haven't been there in 10 years since I graduated, but we'll catch a game this year. So, once again, Michael Weisbecker, our star of Episode 1, finally makes an appearance after a relatively quiet episode 2, or game 2, I should say. There's Craig Ostrander with the catch there. But going back, I think Texas football has to make some strides and be passionate about recruiting Texas and getting players from Texas before they try anything else. They got caught up with the Longhorn Network, which is absolute crap, and a whole bunch of other things that I think are not important. And remember we were talking about that super conference. They really should have gone and done that. But I run it in for the touchdown right here. Then I get sat for the 4th quarter. This was a really rocky game. I can really tell that the competition is getting stiff. So those are my thoughts there briefly on Texas football, along with a couple of scheme things. And you should also think, I mean, you know, Muschamp was over there in Florida, was a defensive coordinator. He was next in line to take over that Texas job. It just goes to show you, I think, the pull that he had, not only on defense, but on that team overall. So we finished our 3rd game, even though I have the rocky game with the 4 picks we still end up pretty well there. And Gio Saria, who's been a great slot receiver for us, gets the player of the game. I like those unis from the Huntsville High School there, but we're 3-0 through 3 games. Of course, we know even though it is on Heisman, the road to glory is not that difficult, and you shouldn't be losing any games, but Jersey Village through 3 games is 3-0. So, as we see these highlights, I wanted to talk about the formats. Moving forward, the next video you're going to get on the channel is definitely going to be an Ultimate Team video. And I see you guys definitely like that one. Thank you for supporting that. Even though we're not getting a lot of views yet, we're just getting started here. I'm having a lot of fun with these videos. Having a lot of fun with NCAA. Even though I'm still learning how to play it. The games you guys are seeing are my first games. I end up with 80 recruiting points here, which brings us to 410. So Texas, I've seen it enough. I'm going to go ahead and offer you the scholarship. I see Rice, which is a local Houston school. You have University of Louisiana Monroe and then Arkansas State. I went ahead with Rice because Rice is that local Houston school. They're already 100%, and we're more than halfway on most of the schools that we actually chose from the beginning, except for USC, which is going to be a little bit harder. So once again, I'm going to ask your advice. And I want you guys to tell me what you would rather see. I'm not going to automatically pick Texas. I'm going to tell you right now. I like the thought of going to the University of Miami and bringing back the U. Follow me on Twitter, guys, at TeKRaJGaming.com, and we'll see you later.